Good morning, students. Good afternoon. Welcome to our math lesson today. For our do now, we will mindfully answer a question about our personal strengths, and our objective will be to continue to practice multiplying fractions. I want you to be very good at this when you go into algebra. Our essential question is, how can I accurately multiply fractions when there are more than 3? We're going to have 4 factors in our problems today. And our assignment will be to watch the video and complete the assigned problems. And that's 1 page that we'll do. For our exit ticket, I want you to complete this sentence. When multiplying more than 1 fraction, the order I work them in is not important because multiplication is blank, and yes, it's a long word. For homework, please make sure you just finish up anything that you didn't finish in class. Remember, our do nows and our exit tickets are in teams, but we do our math work on our physical paper. If you don't have those notes, please contact me. Important notes: to get full participation credit, please turn your camera on during our opening discussion. And at the end of the period, I want you to turn the camera on just for a few seconds and show your work. And then on Wednesday, remember, our weekly quiz is in teams, which counts for attendance and a grade. So let's get good grades for the second marking period. Remember, following directions in class is very important, especially with this distance learning that we're doing this week. When you watch the videos and follow the directions carefully, you know what is expected of you to succeed in math class. So today is National Dice Day. I just thought I'd look for some obscure holiday and tell you about it. So I have kind of a do now before the do now. The question is, what is the probability of getting an 11 when tossing 2 fair 6-sided dice? A fair 6-sided dice is like the dice you see in the picture that come with most games we play. Each side has a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Well, there's 2 ways to get an 11. You can get a 5 and then a 6. That's the first way. Or the second way, you can get a 6 and then toss a 5. Well, the probability of getting a 5 or a 6, probability of this first one, well, the probability of the 5 is 1 out of 6. The probability of the 6 is 1 out of 6. And we multiply those together, which gives us 1 out of 36. Now, let's look at scenario 2. The probability of scenario 2, which is the 6 and a 5. Well, it's the same probability. It's 1 out of 6 times 1 out of 6, which would give us 1 out of 36. But we said there are 2 ways. So what we do is we add them together. We add the first way, which had a probability of 1 out of 36, to the second way, which had a probability of 1 out of 36, to give us 2 out of 36, which we can simplify to 1 out of 18. So the probability of getting an 11 when tossing 2 fair 6-sided dice is 1 out of 18. So let's move on to our do now, our real do now. We have a question today. How can you use a strength you currently have to become a better person? So this isn't a wish list. This isn't something you think about. This is, what do you already have that's good? Are you honest? If that's your strength, how can you use that to become a better person? Well, certainly honesty is a great strength that you can use to make more friends, to get teachers and friends and parents and adults to trust you. What if your strength is you have follow through? You finish what you start. That's called follow through. That's an important strength. So if that's your strength, then you can use that to be a more dependable person. Someone who has follow through is very dependable, and you can have a reputation as a really dependable person just because you're somebody that has good follow through. So we want you to think about a strength that you have now and how that's going to help you be a better person. We all have some strengths. So dig deep and look for those. It's a great way to start the day or to start a math class. We'll get to our exit ticket later. Let's start with our lesson. And we've got 3 and 4 fractions that we're going to multiply together. So we're going to be using our scratch paper a little bit today. So let's get started. So let's look at number 1. We have 6/11 times 22 25ths times 5/18. So let's go to our scratch paper. Number 1, 6/11 times 22 over 25 times 5/18. And remember, students, we do not use the x for multiplication. We use the little dot. So I'm going to start by working with these 2 fractions here. Multiplication is commutative. Order does not matter. So I'm going to start with that 22 over 25 times 5/18. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think that if I cross simplify, that I can make these numbers smaller and this problem will be easier to do. I see that 5 is a factor of 25. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. I see that 18 and 22 are both divisible by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So 11 times 1 is 11. 9 times 5 is 45. Now I still have to do this 6/11. I have to multiply that. So I'll take this answer, 11/45 times 6/11. And look at this. 11 is divisible by itself. So 11 divided by 11 is 1. And 6 is divisible by 3. So let's see. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 45 divided by 3 is 15. Multiplying across, I have 2/15, and I don't need to simplify any further because that answer is already simplified. So I'll put that answer right here and here. Okay, again, we're 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 factors to multiply together. Let's use our scratch paper. This is number 2. 5/6 times 2/15, which was our answer from the first problem, times 3/4 times 9. And when you have a whole number, remember we make a denominator of 1. So I'm going to start out with, remember multiplication is commutative, doesn't matter where you start. I'm going to start out, I'm going to multiply these middle 2. So 2/15 times 3/4, and let's simplify. 3 divided by 1 is 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2. And now I've got 1/10. So now I'm going to choose the 5/6. So 1/10 times 5/6. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 2 is 12. So now I have to multiply by 9 over 1. 1/12 times 9 over 1. And I see another opportunity to simplify. 9 divided by 3. These are both divisible by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. When I multiply across, my final answer is 3/4. Already simplified because we did the cross simplification in the beginning. So that answer is 3/4, which I will put here. Now I think I can do number 3 right here on the paper. We've got plenty of room. 2/3 times 3/4. And look what we can do. We can simplify. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and the answer is 1/2. So I'll put that right here and right here. But number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 fractions. Let's go to our scratch paper. Number 4, 8/9 times 1/2, which was our answer from number 3, times 6/7 times 2/3. And let's think about this. I'm going to go ahead and multiply. Well, multiplication is commutative. I'm going to multiply 8/9 times 6/7. I'll start with those. 8/9 times 6/7. The 8 and the 7th, I can't do anything about that. But the 6 and the 9 are both divisible by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 8 times 2 is 16. 7 times 3 is 21. So I think now I'm going to multiply this by 1/2. I'll use 1/2. So 16 over 21 times 1/2. And I see that the 2 is a factor of 16. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I have a final answer of 8 over 21. And now I have to do that final problem. 8 over 21 times 2/3. And there's no simplifying I can do. So 8 times 2 is 16. 21 times 3 is 63. And that's the final answer for number 4. So we'll put the answer of 16 over 63 right there and here, 16 over 63. And we can work problem number 5, excuse me, right on the paper. So 16 over 63 times 9/10. Lots of simplifying we can do. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 63 divided by 9 is 7. 16 and 10 are both divisible by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 10 divided by 2 is 5, which will give us 8 times 1 is 8. 7 times 5 is 35. And that's our final answer, 8 over 35. Let's roll our paper down. And we'll put the 8 over 35 right there. And looks like we have 3 fractions to multiply together for number 6. So let's go ahead and get some fresh paper for that. And this is number 6, which is 1/4 times 8 over 35 times 7, and we will go ahead and put that 7 over 1. I'm going to start with the first 2 numbers, 1/4 times 8 over 35, and because I can simplify, 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2, which will give me, we call that an interim answer of 2 over 35. Now I'm going to take 2 over 35, multiply it by 7. 7, getting ready to simplify, divided by 7 is 1. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So when I multiply across, my final answer is 2/5. And let's work number 7 right on our paper. 2/5 times 3/4. And again, I can simplify. 5 and 3 cannot be simplified, but 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. And that's our final answer, 3/10. And we have to put that here as well. So for number 8, we're definitely going to have to use our scratch paper because we're multiplying 4 numbers together. So that would be 2/9 times 3/10. times 5, which I will go ahead and put that over 1, times 3/4. So let's take a look at what is going to be an easy way to do this. I'm going to go ahead and use these first two numbers, 2/9 times 3/10, because I can certainly cross simplify. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 10 divided by 2 is 5, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. When I multiply across, I have 1/15. So now I'm going to take that 1/15 and multiply it by 5 over 1. And when I simplify, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 15 divided by 5 is 3. Multiplying across, our answer is 1/3. So I took care of the first, the second, and the third fraction. Now I have to multiply 1/3 times 3/4. And I see I can make this easy peasy. 3 divided by 3 is 1 in both cases for a final answer of 1/4. So let's put that on our paper. And now we're up to number 9, 6/7 times 1/4 times 1/2. And I think I will start with the first two. So 6/7 times 1/4. And I'll divide those both by 2, the 6 and the 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And so far I have an answer of 3/14. Now I'm going to take that 3/14 and multiply it by 1/2. And that will give me, I cannot simplify, 3 times 1 is 3, 14 times 2 is 28. Final answer of 3/28. And now what's left is to multiply 4/5 times 3/28 times 7/9 to see if we get 1/15. So let's get some fresh paper and do that. So 4/5 times 3/28 times 7/9. And I think I'm going to do the second two numbers first. Multiplication is commutative. Order does not matter. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 28 divided by 7 is 4, which gives me 1/12. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I have to take care of the 4/5. 1/12 times 4/5. And I can simplify. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 3 is 15. And our answer absolutely checks. So now you've multiplied up to 4 factors together. And we did it choosing ones that will cross-simplify the best to make our work easier, which leads us to our exit ticket. When multiplying more than one fraction, the order I work them in is not important because multiplication is commutative, which means order does not matter. And that's an important concept in mathematics. Thank you for your hard work. I think you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work, finish all your assignments, take your quizzes on Wednesdays, and remember, as always, with practice, you'll be great.